Okay, so this is Article 6 for Edureading. It is The Digital Native Myth and Reality by Neil Selwyn, who's currently at Monash University, so he's a Melbourne-based academic. A researcher I was speaking to a couple of months ago put it best, I feel. She said, Neil Selwyn writes as though we as teachers are the fish in the pot, so quite often you'll get the impression from his work that sort of these things that you sort of take for granted, it might be apps or Compass or whatever sort of apps we're using to support education, he presents that to us in a way that makes it seem sort of foreign and a little bit threatening and a little bit dangerous. So this piece, it took me 30 minutes and 10 seconds exactly to read. It really pulls out different approaches and understandings for the digital native as an idea, and then it talks about the digital divide between rich and poor, and it talks about the actual patterns based upon studies of the students that we teach, so the adolescents, and their use of technology, and how the digital native may not necessarily be something that's provable by research, but that it is a very significant societal understanding and something we should engage with as teachers. So the first prompt is, after reading this article, how do you feel we need to teach in a different manner to prepare for the unknown future that our students will face? And what is your idea of the value or the utility of the digital native as a concept? The prompt is, how might we use the understanding of the digital divide, and how might we actually address that within our classrooms, and especially whilst also using educational technology as part of our practice? So how can we balance those two things? Educational technology and the idea that we're trying to prepare students for the future, but also trying not to continue social divisions that are being caused by that action. So prompt 3 is a 3-parter, and you've got 3 minutes for it, but it is how do you teach students to use tech, how do you model tech use to students, and how do you develop critical digital literacies, as it's referred to in the article. So happy reading. It'll be on the last Sunday of this month that we have our discussion, and I'd love to see people get involved via Flipgrid. Cheers.